This will be my LEC Preseason Ranking, and there were a lot of roster changes this year, notably with the lower tier teams. And so let's get into it. But I just want to say that all LEC players are really, really good, especially the support pool. And this was actually really hard to place teams around because of how good they are. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so there are two teams that I cannot rank because it would be unfair, but it is Los Ratones because although I know they won basically everything besides the summer ERL's championship, I know nothing about them on how they play and what they're like. So I'm going to keep them not ranked alongside Carmine Corp Blue. I know they're a really competitive team. They've beaten a lot of teams. They've beaten Los Ratones, I think 3-0 in the summer finals, but I also know nothing about them. Don't know how they play, don't know what their play style is, so I'll be keeping them not ranked, not LNA. So yeah, let's get that out. Now let's start off the actual ranking. In 10th we have Navi. They made 4 changes, gaining Maynard, Rylek, Poby, and Paris. This roster is definitely better than last year. I feel like last year's roster was actually disgusting. We had Malrang and Larson still playing. And so this is definitely a better roster, but I'm still not impressed with Poby or Paris yet. Maynard and Rylek are rookies. Rookies I don't really am fond of besides Kalis. Kalis is a really good rookie last year. He performed so well throughout the entire year, getting run down by Targamas somehow. Targamas I hate. I'm sorry for the French fans that I dissed on Kalis by saying he had a bad season last year. After going through the games again, I watched. He was pretty consistent, really consistent actually. He was just getting run down by Targamas. The only reason they lost, Targamas. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm blaming. I want to see how Maynard does. He did play on KC Blue. Apparently he did really good on the team. Rylek I don't know anything about. But Hansamdi, I hope Hansamdi can perform well. Last year he was kind of getting griefed by Larson Malrang. So I think Hansamdi is a really good AD carry player. And I hope he shows how good of an AD carry player is. But his supports, you know, he has Malrang and then now he has Paris. I think it's an upgrade, but I'm just going to say that Navi is 10th place, and let's go to our next team. In 9th place, I've decided to put SK here, as SK decided to replace 4 of their 5 players, bringing in Wonder, Lighter, Yopa, and Mickey X. I'm not really confident in this team, as I haven't really seen 3 of their players play in so long, or I've never seen 3 of them play. Wonder, last time I saw him was back in 2022, playing at Worlds. Lighter, I have heard of him on Astralis back in 2023. And Yopa, since he's a rookie, I don't know how he plays or how good he is. But I think this team will do well. They have the potential to do well. I'm just placing this low because I don't know how 3 other players play. Skeens had a really weak season last year on SK, playing only a minimum of 8 games in summer. So I couldn't really see how well they play. Mickey X, I know a lot about. Mickey X is a really good support. I think he's a factor on how good this team plays, and I'll just keep them at number 9. And let's move on to number 8. All right. Shifters have kept 3 of their 5 players with Rooster, Bocata, and Nuke, and they brought in Paddock and Trimby back into LEC. Trimby, he's a really good talent. I don't know why people dropped him last year, but he performed really well. I think this is a really good bot duo. I think they'll be really strong. This team will be really strong. Nuke had a very weak and underperformed last year on BDS. And so I don't know, that might be a factor, but I don't think he's that good anymore. Well, I can't really say much about Rooster and Bocata because in summer they only played a max of 12 games, which is crazy. Like what? It's so weird. But can't really make them that high. Don't really know much about Rooster and Bocata, but I think Nuke had a really weak season, and I think the bot lane will be really strong. In 7th place, I decided to put Team Heretics here. They're not a bad roster, actually. I think starting from here, teams aren't going to be bad anymore. They're just average or good. And this team has Trayson, Sheo, Saren, Ice, and Sten. I think Sten is the most underrated support in LEC, and he has high potential to grow, and I really want to see it. Ice, pairing Sten with Ice, I think that's such a good duo pairing, as Ice is a really good aggressive player with great mechanics, and I think these two are going to make a good bot duo. Saren, I know nothing about, don't know how good this guy is, don't know how bad he is. Could be Larson. But Sheo, people do not understand how good Sheo is. Although his placings don't match doesn't really describe how good he is. But Sheo is an amazing jungle player, and he can actually 1v9. His game sense, vision, and champion pool is so wide that I want to see how he does. I think he'll be a strong jungler, like top 5 jungler in the league. And Trayson, I'm starting to like Trayson. I'm really excited to see how he plays in the LEC next year. At 6th place, this might be a surprise to you all, but yeah, I know everyone's gonna hate me that I put Fnatic at 6, but I'm putting Fnatic at 6. They brought in 3 new players. They brought in Vladdy and Pyros and Laspa. Now, I think Vladdy is a great mid laner. Nothing about him, nothing hating, but maybe possibly top 4 mid laner in LEC. He's really good. But they lost, Fnatic has lost Humanoid, Mickey X, Oscarin, and Poby. Now, I thought all 3 of those players are really good. That's why they were able to make top 3. But now that they lost 3 of them, I just don't think this team will be as strong as they were last year or the year prior to that. And now I'm really skeptical how this team will do with 2 rookies. I don't know how Pyros plays. Now, I do know Laspa played with Pays and Quid back in Challengers on Gen G. And so I'm really excited to see how he plays with Upset. Now, there are a lot of memes about Upset playing too safe or not a great AD carry, not winning any titles, you know. But Upset is still a really great AD carry player. And I want to see how he plays with Laspa. And now, this team, I might be underrating it or dissing on it too much, but this team looks really good on paper. Now, I want them to show to me that they can still make top 4 or top 3 in their region. At number 5, I decided to put Giant X here. Giant X have decided to keep their entire roster. I think this is one of 2 teams that decided to keep their entire rosters. So I think the players on GX are really good. Isma, I love this guy. Isma, from what I've seen, this guy's an amazing jungler. Noah and Jun are a really great bot lane, and Jackie's, these guys all have good laning phases, okay? They're able to get leads in the laning phase. But when it comes to team fighting, they're good too. But the reason why this team loses is because they always get picked out. G2, MKOI, KC, and Fnatic, the reason why they beat GX is because they just catch them lacking. They pick off someone that's not supposed to be there, and then it just leads to a major objective Baron. And if they just fix this issue, I think they'll be a really strong team. Okay, so at number 4, I put Vitality. As Vitality last year, they were a middle pack team, and they kind of made they just made one roster change, replacing Humanoid into the mid lane for Sayek. And I really like this team. I think Naka is showing a lot of growth and potential. And Linkcast, I'm not really sold on him being a good jungler. I'm taking a huge gamble here with Vitality, as I do think this roster can make it to the top of the LC, as Humanoid has decided to join this team, and I still regard Humanoid as a top 3 LEC mid laner. And although he underperforms sometimes, he's still a versatile mid laner in the region, and I just hope he can lead this team to this high. I think this team has a lot of potential, as Karzi is a very consistent. Fleshy, I do like Fleshy. I do like watching Fleshy, but I just think he's a really average support from what I saw. His support picks are fine, but I think he has a lot to grow on. And I just think this roster can make it far with Mac as their head coach, as Karzi and Humanoid did play together in 2021. So at 3rd place, I decided to put MKOI and Jojo, and this team is just really good. Jojo, Pion, and Ilyoya work really well together. Supa and Alvaro are a very strong bot lane, and Mirwin, he's a surprise top lane. That's all I'll say. He's good, but he's a surprise. Now, the problem I had with this team is that I'm just gonna be talking about Worlds, but these guys have got to work on their macro. At Worlds, I saw them just have a lead. Yes, they had a lead, right? Then they just throw away the lead by making some dumb fight, and then they're down gold, and now the game's just lost. That was against like multiple teams. I saw that against Team Secret. I saw that against Fnatic. I saw this against T1. Like, what? Oh yeah, they also lost against KT in the saddest way possible. They were up. They are good players. These guys are so good. But bot lane, I remember BDD hits the most disgusting shockwave ever, and then they just lose a 5-10k gold lead, and then the game just spirals out of control, and I was so mad about that. But I don't think they'll be like this in LEC. I think this is just a Worlds thing. I don't know, they just always do this at Worlds. They just I hate them. I love this team, but I hate them. But yeah, I think Jojo is going to be a really good player in the LEC next year. He'll be able to gap the mids. Mirwin, sure. Oh, Yoya, I think he's one of the best junglers. I think he is the best jungler in the LEC besides Yike, and I think I'm interested to see how they do. Now, Supa, he had a very questionable performance at Worlds. Now, I don't think he'll play like that in the LEC, but I don't know. It's just really questionable. But I think he'll be fine with Alvaro making plays. So that's why I put them at 3. Yeah, so I'll be supporting them. I'm really excited to see how they do. And now for our top 2 teams. Now, at number 2, I decided to put KC. I think this team is amazing already. Like, I think they're better than MKoi with bringing in Busio and Caillou. Vladdy, I don't think they should have replaced Vladdy. I don't know. I think he's a fine mid laner. I didn't really see the need for Caillou to come in at mid lane. But now the upgrade that I love the most is Busio. Targamas, get out of here. I hated Targamas. I don't know if you guys hate Targamas, but I hate Targamas. Thank God he's gone. Kalista was kind of getting inted. I kind of said that he kind of had a disappointing split 2 and split 3. That's because he was getting inted by Targamas. Targamas is horrible. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I have hate for Targamas, but I think Kalista will do fine with the best NA talent of Busio. And I think this team has so much potential because Kana is the most consistent and best LEC top laner in the league right now. Yike, such a good jungler coming from G2 and had a really good performance last year on KC. And I think this roster is, yeah, top 2. If anything below top 2, I think it'll be a disappointment. But with Klilis, Busio bot lane, Kana top, Yike jungle, I don't know about Caillou, but this team is really strong. So I'm excited to see how they play. At number 1, we have G2. I think G2 is the strongest team in the West, as although they had a very disappointing MSI and spring and winter split, they were still really strong. They were consistent. They were at the top. They were in finals for all of them. They were in the finals for versus MKoi, and they were in the finals versus KC in winter. And they won summer. They also went head to head with multiple teams at Worlds. Some I can think of have to be, okay, well, one was MKoi, I think, and that was an easy one. But there was also BLG, which, I mean, they were pretty not good. But I think they showed what they have against TES. I think they're the only Western team besides KC that can contest the West, and contest East. So I'm really happy to see them next year. I really love Skumon. I think Skumon has a new role. I think he's found his place on G2, and I think the reason why Broken Blade and Caps underperformed was because Skumon wasn't really comfortable yet still, but I have trust in Skumon now. I think he'll be a great jungler for G2. Now, the only problem I have, or question marks, is around Labrov. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Labrov never really improved and or showed how good he is. He never really made any difference to G2, specifically at Worlds, because, I mean, I feel like against top esports he wasn't really comfortable, and I just don't think he was comfortable all tournament. So that's my biggest question mark. I hope with them keeping Labrov and Skumon, this is going to be good for them. So I hope they fix this problem and G2 still become the best in the West. Give us hope for the West. EU Copium. But yeah, that's going to be it. I'm tired of doing this. I don't think I'm going to be doing LPL. That seems like so much work. So, yeah. I'll see you guys later. I don't know what I'll be doing, but yeah.